Okay, hi everyone. What I'm going to show you today is a quick run through on how to get rid of the background, but also introduce you to the assignment desktop publishing. In order to do this assignment, you're going to need to do some research. So you need to look at different types of magazines like practical photography, black and white photography, magazines like Time Out, and other magazines like Hello. For the purposes of this exercise, I'm going to demonstrate using the artwork, or roughly the artwork, for Hello magazine. You'll also need to research and get some of your own pictures for this, because it's going to be your magazine, so it'd be nice to see original stuff coming through. For the purposes of this demonstration, I've taken some pictures from our class that have been taken over the past year, and I'm going to use them to create a magazine cover based on the iconic Hello magazine. And what we will end up is something that looks something like this, using Franak, who is our model. Basically, you're probably looking at that and thinking, oh, I can't do that, but I'm going to make it show you how easy it is to do and to use Photoshop as a desktop publishing tool. Okay, so let's clear those away. And the first thing we need to do is learn how to remove the background from an image. And this is a picture that was taken with the green screen of Franaka in our studio. And what basically we want to do is remove this screen and start to resize the image so it's ready for the magazine cover. Okay, so what we want to do to start off is open with Photoshop. Now you can use GIMP for this if you've got the PC. If you can't afford Photoshop or you haven't got Photoshop, GIMP has all the same tools in it and allow you to do this exercise in exactly the same way, more or less. You just need to find the where everything is on the interface. Okay, so we've got the image, we've got the background, and what we want to do is duplicate the background. Now there's two ways of doing it. We can right click and duplicate the layer, or we can bring the layer down to the add, and you can see the add sign at the bottom window, and that creates the layer there. So there's two ways: click on and duplicate, or drag the layer down to there and it'll automatically create the layer. So if we turn the background layer off, what we're concentrating on now is this green area here. Now to do that, all we need to do is well, we could do several things. We could use the magnetic lasso tool, draw around and copy and paste, or we could use the select and use select subject, and the computer goes into its own mode and selects the subject, but still leaves a fair amount of green around where we've got the hair popping out the image. We certainly don't want that. So what we prefer to do is to go to select and color range. Now when we get color range, we get this image here, and we get these tools, which is an add and a minus tool. And now you see that we've got all these different colors showing up in our image. Now what we're trying to aim for is to get this as white as possible without anything infringing on the image area in here. So using the plus tool, go into here, and on the image itself, click on the elements of green that are appearing. As you can see, as I click on them, they add pretty much all of it selected now, but we've got some elements still coming up into the image. So let's go into the minus and click on these elements of green here till we get rid of them. And you can see also the other images that down by the watch, they've gone as well. And click back on add again, and let's just get into here. Now you can see that the percentages are affecting the way that things happen in here. So we can play with these, and we can play with the fuzziness, and that will adjust the amount we see as well. So just tone that down a bit, leave it at an 83, 3, that's looking okay for me. So I'm going to go okay with that and let the machine do itself. And then all we need to do now is press the delete button. Now we've got our bottom layer still on, so we need to turn that off and then press delete. And now you can see we've got pretty good, we've kept some of the hairs, and we've got pretty much most of the image there. We've kept the green where we need to keep it. Double click on that box first to get rid of the ants that are going around the image, and then click on our eraser tool and just tidy up any bits that we don't feel are going to be useful to us in the image. Okay, and once that's done, that's great and that's cool. Now it's very useful to pick a background image that actually has got some of the colors that relate to the image that you're going to be using. So for our background here, I've chosen this image because we're doing Christmas shopping in Liverpool 1. So let's just simply open this image with Adobe Photoshop. And now we've got the image in Photoshop. You can see it quite clearly. It's got lovely color in there, which matches our background image in terms of Franak's hair. So if we click on the image again, and we'll just select all. Now, the reason I'm selecting all is because I want to adjust it. I want to move it around a little bit in here because I'm going to use, later on, I'm going to use some Command C to copy and Command V to paste and go OK. The profile is telling you it doesn't match the profile. That doesn't matter, but you can see there's our image there. Now, if I move our background layer, one of the things I want to do with this is I want to be able to see, I want to use parts of this image again later on, but I don't want this bit here. I want this bit there. And remembering the principles of the rule of thirds, one of the things I want to be able to do is create a three-dimensional background so we get the sense of Franak actually being, or our model actually being in Liverpool 1. So with that layer selected, I'm going to go edit and we're going to go transform. So this time I'm going to go scale and I'm just going to pull this up. Now if I hold the shift key, it will constrain. If I release the shift key, it stays normal, and that's what I want it to do. I want it to stay normal. I want to pull it down and I want to create a kind of three-dimensional image. Now you can see the color now starting to fit in with Fran. Now that's okay, that's cool. It doesn't matter that it's going out of the box here. We're filling the frame and that's cool. So we click on the tool up there, which allows it to set itself in stone. And again, if the layer is selected, we can actually go and move that image again if we want, edit and free transform, and the whole image is still there for us to move about. What I'm going to do is move Fran down a little bit and over to one side, so I'm giving this like three-dimensionality between Fran, our model here, and this person in the background. Now the next thing I want to do is just look at the color tone on here and on there. So if we just go edit, image and adjust, and instead of going to hue and brightness and all the rest of it, I'm just going to go to color balance, and what I'm going to do is try and just give a bit more of the background color to our image to, if you like, make it a bit colder, like the background. So if you can see that, you can see how I've done that. I'm kind of happy with that. That'll do for now, and I'll go OK. Now obviously in the finished image that you see here, you can see that there's quite a lot of difference between, we just go OK on that one. And you can see there's quite a lot of difference in the way that I've toned it. Now we're going to go back to that later, but for this moment in time, all I want you to do is make sure you can replace the background, replace the foreground image, and basically remove the background using the tools I've just shown you. That's the end of lesson 1, and look forward to seeing you all again for lesson 2 when we move on to actually collating all the text and the layers and building up the image for final print.